I feel like I have so many things to talk about today. There's audio check. Working. Good morning, peoples. This is Windows Daily number 142. It is January 25th, 2023 on a Wednesday. I finally figured out what I would say for Monday. I didn't have Monday figured out. What is the reason for calling it Monday? And I finally figured out just this morning. It's Moan Day because Mondays everybody's moaning about having to go back to work or back to school. I already did Wednesday. I'm not going to do that. I guess I didn't do Sunday. That's the time. Sunshine, sunny. Everything's coming up roses. Yeah, it's kind of weak. But anyway, hello to everybody in chat. Why is that not scrolling up? I guess that's as high as I go. Rick, Dennis, Alan, Nada, Brian, Selden. Brian, I repeated a couple there. So I'm going to start with a story that hit me this morning. No, I'm going to start with a story that hit me yesterday. I traveled over to Sunnyvale to visit with relatives. We had a great visit, but that's not the story. The story is that as I was driving over there, I had to pull off of the freeway 6 times to have phone conversations with clients who were getting hit with required log me in password resets. And of course, some of you know, many of you know, most of you know, all of you know, whatever it is. That log me in had a data breach, a couple of data breaches in 2022. They chose yesterday to require everybody, or at least a significant percentage of people, to reset passwords yesterday. And my clients typically just rely on me for everything. So anyway, that got hit. I got hit with that while I was driving and had to talk them through those password resets over the phone. Well, I have some clients who have, in some occasions, 2 people that use the same account. So that means the email confirmation was going to a different person's address. So we had to deal with that. And I have accounts that have like 5 or 10 people sharing off of the same primary account. So anyway, I know that we didn't get through all of them yesterday, so I'm expecting more today. And then I had trouble this morning with Log Me In Rescue as I was trying to connect remote to a client's computer, or prepare for that anyway. Log Me In Rescue would not come up on Baby Beast. So I restarted Baby Beast a couple of times, 2-3 times, trying to restart it to fix that. In task on Log Me In Rescue, that didn't solve it. I have been experimenting with the router that I got from Carrie. So at that time, I had Baby Beast connected through this router, and I have confirmed times when it will incorrectly block a computer. Don't have that nailed down yet as to when that would happen. So I took that out of the mix, completely disconnected this router from the system, connect Baby Beast directly to my internet service device, and then restart it. Still not fixed. So to fix it, this was a weird fix. This is a totally weird fix. You'd never expect this to fix it, right? I was thinking, oh, I'm going to have to uninstall that and reinstall it from Baby Beast. But no, before I did that, I tried logging into the website, logmeinrescue.com, on Baby Beast. That wouldn't come up. It wouldn't come up at all. So now I'm thinking Log Me In Rescue is down. Something wrong. I come over to Big Beast, try to log into logmeinrescue.com on Big Beast, and that works. Go back to Baby Beast, won't log into the site. So Big Beast, I install Log Me In Rescue, the desktop app, and it works. I get in just fine. So I close it, then I go over to Baby Beast and launch it, and it works fine. So I fixed the faulty Log Me In Rescue desktop application on Baby Beast by installing the program on Big Beast. That's a weird solution. All right, so now I'm going to go pull up an email that I want to respond to, then some video comments I want to respond to. This email comes from Noir Badria. Sorry if I butchered the name, and but I've got part of the email address here. But since he's in the business, I'm going to assume that it's okay to show this much of his address. It doesn't show the whole thing. Noir Badria says, "Hi, Doug. I want to know if I buy the single license for Macrium Reflect, would that mean it would work on one of my computers, or would it work on any computer by just using the USB bootable? I am using a desktop and a laptop, and the thing that I would like to do is make a backup clone of my C drive on both my desktop and laptop. If I buy the single license and create a USB bootable, is that going to let me make a backup on my desktop and laptop? The answer to that is yes, but I want to make some more comments. I've been watching your YouTube channel, and I am a moderator, and my YouTube name is Noir's Hardware. Well, to respond to that more, you can do that with the free version of Macrim Reflect. Now, I already sent an email back to him. He sent me that email on Monday. Since I knew I wasn't going to be online yesterday, I replied to him by email, which I don't always do, but I did that in his case. You can do that with the free version. You can install the free version on a computer, make a USB bootable, and use that on any other computer. It works just fine. When you're using the USB bootable on another computer from the free version, I can't think offhand of anything that you get with the paid version that you would even need to use on another computer when you're booting off of USB. Because the things that you can do is do scheduled backups to include not only incremental backups, but also differential backups for scheduling. But you're never going to schedule when you're booting off of the USB thumb drive. You can also have emails sent to you from, if you have the licensed version, the paid version, but you have to have it installed to care about emails being sent to you when scheduled backups are done, because you can't do scheduled backups from a USB bootable. So you can do what he's asking with the free version. And I don't think I said that specifically, because his question was, if I buy the single license, the answer is yes. You can use that on any number of other computers just fine, but you can also do it with the free version. And I neglected to say that in the email response that I sent to him. Now, let's go on to, is that all I wanted to actually add to that? Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to go on to channel comments, scroll down to the bottom of channel comments. I'm at the bottom already and display it here. So Ran Israel from one day ago in response to Mondays, this was the conversation regarding the physical size and the connectors for M-SATA versus SATA, because he said in that chat comment that the M-SATA is just SATA without the plastic shell, and I didn't understand that during the live stream. After I finished the live stream and I reread it, I realized what he meant, and he's clarifying it here. What I meant was M-SATA is just a smaller form factor version of a 2.5-inch SATA SSD on a smaller PCB, printed circuit board, without the plastic cover. Yeah, when he said the plastic cover, the 2.5-inch drives has a little plastic shell around it, just around the connectors. So I guess what he's saying is if you were to break apart that 2.5-inch drive, it would connect into the same slot. I'm not sure he's even saying that's quite what it does, but I do understand that. And then he was also clarifying himself about a mistake on the M.2 drive that was on the right from that image that I showed both of them side by side. The one on the right was a 2242, meaning it's 22 centimeters wide and 42 centimeters long, rather than the 30 centimeters long that he was saying it was. So then go on to Greg M's comment here from one day ago. Let's see, these are both from Windows Daily 141, which I think was Monday. Yeah, because today is, what is it? Today is 142. Yeah. During the live chat, someone mentioned that their Windows 10 computer was having a 0xC00021 stop code, blue screen of death. This apparently can be caused by December 22 update KB 502.12.33. I want to put in a word of caution here. Since this stop code is such a low number, such a generic sounding number, it could be that the problem that was happening with that update was causing that particular stop code, but that doesn't mean that's the only thing that could give that particular stop code. My impression is that when Microsoft has a one-for-one connection, they know that this symptom causes this stop code, then at that point they can fix it automatically. So I'd be careful about assuming anybody who has this stop code, it's caused by this any particular update that is also known to produce that stop code. Cause and effect relationship there. Consider that. I'm going to come back to chat, get to the bottom of chat, be sure you're not telling me there's something going wrong. So yeah, this blue screen of death could cause an affected computer not to boot properly. There was a workaround mentioned in that KB number resolution by doing an Xcopy, and he's giving us some information about that here. Oh, Xcopy this file from one location to a different location, from that driver subfolder to the System32 folder in Recovery Console. So you have to do that in the Recovery Console. I'm not going to elaborate now how to do that because I got a lot of ground to cover. This issue has been resolved in this KB number. Okay, so it had been resolved. This issue per that KB number, the issue was resolved in that KB number. All right. This update should prevent the issue from occurring. Windows devices in which this issue had already occurred will still need to follow the workaround. So, but I still want to point out that just because a person gets this code up here doesn't necessarily mean their fix is going to be this one. It could be. Worth trying. Worth looking into that. From Matthew Barnes, hi Doug, I found a method to map a OneDrive account to a network drive, and he's got this video to do it, and he tried it and it did work. So this YouTube video is from whom? Bon Guides, and it's a 2-minute video that shows doing it, and he goes on to describe a little bit. The long and short is you go to your OneDrive online, and at the end of the address bar, there's a 16-character long ID that I have to copy. And yes, I saw that in the other links that were given to us by other people that were participating during that. So this is just, here's a video that describes that. So method, so I'm going to copy from here all the way out to here and paste that in today's chat in case anybody wanted to capture that. And since I copied the description, I don't have to type what that does. I'll just paste it in there. In Windows Explorer, choose Map a Network Drive for the folder and select Reconnect at Sign In. That is a description that I saw in those text-based responses that we had during that video. Click Finish, then you will be prompted for your Microsoft credentials. This is in response to a topic we were talking about on Saturday. Then coming up here, to Suve Genege. And he tells us down here what that means. Suve Genege is translated as pure genius, which is a reference to the cartoon character Wile E. Coyote on the Roadrunner show. And I'm sure Ken Stout would already have known that because he knows all of those cultural references. And I do have a redirect set up for Ken Stout's premiere at the end of the hour, and I do have an alarm already set for that, so you're not going to hear me calling out that wake word. And since I did accidentally trigger somebody else's Amazon Echo device, my intention is to hit my mute button when I use that wake word in the future. We'll see if I remember that. I see that you answered. Oh, I got to read through this part, I guess. I want to thank you once again for your help. I just found some time to devote to the update problem. I recently bought a Windows 10 Pro key online. I came to YouTube to watch your video, solved how to upgrade Windows 10 Home to Windows 10 Pro once again. As a reminder, what Suve Genege, I don't know, I could go Google how to pronounce that, but I'm going to skip that for now. What he was having was a Windows Update problem, and he was trying to stop the updates from happening. That's not going to work for very long at all. And he was thinking, he had been told that Windows 10 Home has troubles with that and was told that upgrading to Windows 10 Pro might fix it. And he says, I see that you answered me in this video. He's referring to Monday's Windows Daily. And I'm very grateful. I also see that there are many other ways to solve my problem. That was when I displayed my Microsoft OneNote that has all these different possible solutions, which I will try only after I try upgrade the Pro version because I already have the key. That makes a lot of sense. And boy, I'm eager to hear if that solves your problem, then I'm going to go add that to my list. By the way, I heard about such a solution to my problem from a local repairman who told me that the home version causes such problems. I'm suspecting that in he came across an instance where he upgraded to Pro and that solved the problem. I don't know that that's a statistically significant report, but that was just what he told you. And there may be merit to that I'm not aware of. I'll be very eager to find out your experience. He immediately asked me what version I was using and if I had network shared printers. Apparently with network shared printers, the home version causes various problems for many users. That's not my case, but he advised me to upgrade to Pro. Even if this attempt does not succeed in making the problem disappear, I will contact you under this comment to let you know how everything went. I will report if the problem is solved. If not, I will try everything in order from your list of solutions that you showed in this video. And you might want to pick and choose from that list. They are not in a order that I consider to be more than likely to produce results. However, I have put things to the top of that list that I felt a little more optimistic about. Okay, so that's all of those comments. Then there was, let's see, wasn't there something else I want to get to here? Let me look. Did I have something saved in my, nope, I don't have anything saved in my favorites for today. I already covered that, only that one email. And then the other thing was chat comments, which already overlaps with stuff ground that I've already covered. So I'm not going to go to what I have in chat comments to respond to. Now I'm going to go to today's chat room and see if there's any questions there. I'm expecting more of those log me in password issues coming to me today. In fact, I already have them. I have emails from clients who got hit with password reset notices for log me in. So Ellen, let's see, hellos to Selden, it's today. Be here, lovely go to. Oh yeah, lovely go to. I guess that might be a reference to log me in because it's associated with GoTo meeting, the GoTo suite of products too. Doug, how's your family? My family's good, thank you. I hadn't seen them in person for quite a while. There's an aunt and uncle and the family that lives with them in Sunnyvale. That aunt and uncle is my father's third sibling. My dad had an older sister, and then my dad about 2 years apart, and then about 10 years separation from my dad's older sister to the oldest of the younger two siblings, my two uncles. So it was number 3. But the thing that's weird is my dad's family, there was the oldest sibling around 2 years later, my dad, and then 10 years after the oldest sibling to the oldest of the second generation of kids, and about 2 years between them. That's the same thing with my family. My oldest brother and my second brother are about 2 years apart. Myself and my younger brother about 2 years apart. So the uncle we went to see yesterday was in my position in their family, number 3. And then my oldest brother was there. My second brother was there also. Get back to chat. People saying good morning. No, the MSATA connector is smaller. There are adapters to that. So the MSATA is smaller, Rand is saying, than the actual connectors on a 2.5-inch SATA drive. I was kind of suspecting they were not quite right. But I still, what? I haven't come across any function of MSATA among the computers that I've worked on, except I think for, what's that called? I can't even remember the word now. We said it so many times on Saturday. That memory, that to help a drive, that hybrid kind of drive. And then there's somebody that says, no, it's not used for that. And then there's somebody that said you could use that for extra storage space. But I've never done that. Anyway, still a little A little bit of a mystery there. I don't really care. Maybe we just move on and stop talking about it. Good morning. Absolutely fantastic to have you join us. Just got back from getting lunch. It's pouring rain. I'm soaked to the melt. Oh, I got soaked. I'm going to melt. What's that? Wicked Witch of the West? Connection? Reference? I wish my computer would have those errors and not boot. My computer is so boring. Chris, you want something to do, isn't it? You've had troubles. Doesn't get any smaller than that. You bet. That was from me. The reason I mentioned that stop code from Greg was on the same day a client phoned me with the same issue. I still have to wait for them to get back to me regarding the system. And then from Gary, but OneDrive has trouble reconnecting on a restart. Okay, well, it's still on my list to try that, but I've got a number of client things to deal with right now. Just a small correction, that's M.2, not SATA. That's M.2, not SATA. Ran to Gary. It's M.2, not SATA. I'm not going to try to figure out what that is in reference to because it's not a complete explanation there. Careful what you wish for. Yep, I goofed. Black Serendipity, good afternoon. Chris is asking, how is Canada today? He's never responded. I don't think he's ever going to respond to any reference to Canada because the question was originally asked by Gary. I don't think he's going to respond to it. Oh, wait a minute. Does he do it here? No idea, CG, but Scotland is cold today. Okay, he's claiming to be Scotland. It might be. We might have misidentified him as someone else we think he is, but I don't know. Hellos, hellos, hellos. My bank made me change my password today. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know. Who's on third? Gary Weisenberger, this is MSATA Drive. So I'll right click and bring that up somewhere. Where did it go to? Why didn't it come up somewhere? Did it come up in, didn't come up in Edge. Where is it? Where is it? I'll do copy link address and paste that into here. Kingston 512 MSATA, SATA 3 format, okay? So I suppose if you have an MSATA slot and you don't have an M.2 slot, that you might use this to provide storage out of that slot. Okay. On the very few computers that have that. Let's give up on that topic. I never would put one of those. Well, I guess would I? If I had a computer that had a spinning hard drive in it currently, would I dump the spinning hard drive and put in an MSATA? Yeah, I think so. It's likely to be faster than a 2.5-inch SSD, right? It's probably going to be faster than that. Never had that occasion. How we do? 924. Dennis, oops, just won a solo match. Still need 2 losses. Dennis's first comment up here. Yeah, weekly quest requires that you come in other than first place. You have to accomplish this a total of 10 times. Forgive me for making a mention about Fortnite subject here, but of course Dennis and I had our play together a couple hours ago, an hour and a half ago we started. 2.5 hours ago we started, whatever. So we have a quest that requires we come in other than first place. So I'm kind of thinking about going in and being the 99th player to die, meaning that means the first player to die several times in a row to meet that quest. Yes, one of these days I will do an update, not going on as far as computers. Still have things here to figure out. He's with his mom. Jim says, he gets ancient cultural references. Yeah, I'm more likely to get Roadrunner than something more recent, because I'm not watching recent shows at all. But I'm also unlikely to get anything Saturday Night Live because I just never got into Saturday Night Live. You'll walk right over me with that. M-SATA was the small form factor version of SATA for smaller devices. It was quickly superseded by M.2. That is my understanding. It's on so few devices because it had such a short lifespan. It's kind of like Beta. For those who remember Beta tape drives. And 8-track for tape drives in cars. See that? Older cultural references. 2.5 SSD, M-SATA and M.2 SATA offer the same performance. Oh, all right. All right. I don't think I really had caught on to that. So in a 2.5-inch SSD, if you have the option of going to an M.2 SATA, not M.2 NVMe, but an M.2 SATA, it's the same. It'll connect into the same slot as an M.2 NVMe if that slot supports both protocols. And that M.2 SATA is not going to be any faster than a 2.5-inch SSD. I did not know that. I do not get that detailed into speed issues because I have had many occasions where I put an SSD in a computer that has a spinning hard drive and I ask my client a few days later, does it feel any faster to you? And they say no. Sometimes they say it feels slower because there's other stuff going on with the computer. But I've had many times I put in this SSD and client not impressed, did not notice. And it might have a faster boot up time, but they never restart their computers, so they don't know that. From Nada, Doug, have a blessed day, not stressed. Thank you so much. Jim, anything faster than a Toshiba laptop H hard drive? Those things are horrible. Horrible is the way to pronounce that word. Horrible. I'm not trying to spit. Chris Garrett says it's Fortnite. Ken Stout's nickname for Fortnite is Fortnite. Ran Israel, great laptops, horrible hard drives. Chris, to rewind one, you would have to write around until the first of the tape. 8 tracks. Yeah, to rewind one, you would have to write around until... No, couldn't you... Some drives had buttons that you could press on to go straight to a certain track, didn't they? But that would just jump to a different track, wherever it is in the tape. It wouldn't go to the beginning of that track. Yeah. Oh, they were supposed to be all the rage when they came out. It didn't happen. NVIDIA highlights recorded the win. We'll publish soon. That's from Dennis. True, SATA is SATA is SATA is SATA is SATA is SATA is SATA. If you were to expand on Rand's comment. M.2 makes you type faster. Some had the rewind, I think, for the 8-track. Let's see, we're just about ready to send you over to Ken Stout's Premiere. I don't remember. Is Ken? I don't think I saw anything. There it is. There it is. I'm going to mute. Stop. So I muted just long enough to say the wake word, so it didn't wake up any of your devices. SATA 3 is not SATA 2. Ah, there you go. There's a difference. Oh, I don't want to know. When do I have SATA 2? SATA 2. So I guess that's a 2.5-inch drive, might be in a SATA 2 port, but in that case, that computer's probably not going to have an M.2 port, right? Oh, you're going to give me the answer to that now. Surprising in Detroit, standard in Vegas. Yeah, I don't know what that chit-chat was about. So there's 929. It's time to send you off down the road. SATA 2 was 300 knots, 600 for transfer speed. Oh, also the bus speed of the motherboard could be slower than the speed capability of the SATA drive. Because I've had computers where I see that I got a 600 speed drive and a 300 speed interface or board. Yes, sir, you're correct on 8-track being able to jump to next. but some could fast forward depending upon stereo. So here I go, ending the stream right now. We'll send you to Ken Stout's live stream. And I hope that was useful. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.